Hello everyone, this is Overlord21 and I am presenting you with a Universe at War Earth Assault video. And I'm showing you one of the reasons why I like this game quite a lot. Even though it isn't my Godzilla brand stuff, but that's okay. I want this to be a variety channel, so let's show off some Universe at War gameplay. Now you might be wondering, what on earth is this faction? They're known as the Hierarchy. They are the bad guy faction of this game. They came down to Earth, they're trying to strip it of its resources, and then they're going to obliterate the crap out of it with their stuff. Which is unfortunate for us, but the Hierarchy don't really care about us that much, so not really an issue for them. But yeah, what's the cool thing about this faction? Well, unlike a lot of RTS games, there is base building for this faction, but like their production structures, their resources, as you can see here, their resource collection, all that good stuff, they're completely mobile. Like this right here, this thing called a Habitat Walker, that is functionally the Hierarchy barracks that also functions as a siege unit, a weapon of mass destruction, can crush enemy structures and vehicles underneath its weight, which is really cool. It's like a truck. And it's also a building you can build in like the first minute of the game. So there is funny stuff you can do with him. But he's one of the weaker walkers just simply because they're a bit easier to kill than the other walkers. Except for the science one. The science one isn't very tanky either. But you don't see the science walker early game because you need a couple of... Well, you need a detection drone first to build one of these. And science walkers aren't really that useful without their tech. The research tree, which is where you get research from.
Beginning research.
I know, it's very original. The naming is very original. But it is quite necessary. But yeah. Hierarchy actually very focused on instant pickups for their resource collecting. Because normally the resource collecting is what you would call molasses. Very slow. So they basically pick up resources by going around the map, picking up anything from lampposts to people to cows. Just about anything you can think of, really. They just go, pick it up, suck it dry, and go on to the next thing. That's all they gotta do. Now normally, if this was like a 1v1 match, I would not be building my Half-Walker this close or this late. But since it's the AI, and I'm just showing it off, I figure it'd just be nice and easy. Plus, I just want to show off the stuff I like about the game. Also, the soundtrack. I don't know if y'all can hear the soundtrack, but it is an absolute banger. One of the best RTS soundtracks, if you ask me. Alright. Now, we'll... Not the ideal research path, but I want to show everyone off. So we'll get in one of my favorite characters. We'll bring in Mr. Orlok the Eternal. We also have the Hierarchy. Well, we have the Half-Walker, the Habitat Walker, which can produce grunts, lost ones, and through research, fruits. Now, the infantry for the Hierarchy aren't too amazing. Like, you'll see me use grunts a lot, but that's just simply because they're cheap and they're there. I wouldn't call them, like, overpowered, like, even slightly. Let's see what the Novus AI is doing, because I haven't seen their army. I'm kind of starting to be a little concerned. Oh, they have stuff. Good. I wanted to make sure. But yeah. But here's the cool thing. These walkers, all three of them, are highly customizable. Like, you can put more guns on them, you can make your units cheaper, build faster, supply some anti-air on them, because air is something Hierarchy kind of struggles with, armor plating for extra protection, and even a repair chamber on the legs. Makes them a lot tankier. Lets them heal, so even if you don't have the saucers, which are your healing units, you'll still do just fine. And there's my boy, Orlok the Eternal. Also known as Giga Chad the character. Absolutely one of my favorites. I like him. I liked him in this campaign. Kind of shame what happened to him, but I won't spoil that. I won't mention what happens there. It's too painful. But anyway. But yeah, the hierarchy, they go around, they insta-collect stuff for massive money gain. Otherwise, they just slowly drain resources from whatever obstacles they can find on the map. Now let's show off the Assembly Walker, which is the vehicle production unit, and also functionally the primary assault unit for the hierarchy. Well, Assault Walker, because it's tankier, it does more damage. Because the big problem with the Hab Walker is that the units for it aren't too amazing. Although the lost ones are good. Lost ones are good 100%. Yeah, we'll just do a light assault. I'll use Orlock's shelling ability, because yes, he can shell people from very far away. Boop, boop, boop. Oh. Oh no, my dudes are taking a bunch of damage. That's not good. But yeah, the hierarchy units themselves aren't super amazing, except for like, I would say there's 2 units that are very useful in the hierarchy arsenal. And those 2 units are the phase tank, which I will get in just a moment. Oh, my dude's taking way too much damage. Let's armor him up. There we go. Now he should be able to survive. Yep, that's easy. Right, we'll use this to blow him up. Goodbye. Boom! There you go. Oh yeah, now I can build brutes. Let's show them off real quick too. But yeah, if I was taking this very seriously, the AI would be dead right now. They wouldn't be doing anything. Let's also show off the Science Walker while we're here. Yeah, I'm actually running on one of the community patches. Which basically what that did is it changed around stats, fixed some bugs, made general quality of life improvements to the game. Which is very nice to see. Because this game has a couple issues. It has a few issues. That definitely stems from this game being rushed out the door. Very unfortunate, but that's just the reality we're living in. So. But yeah, you know what another annoying problem is about Reaper drones? They're kinda dumb. Well, they're not kind of dumb, they are really dumb. But yeah, look at these beautiful boys. These are brutes. They're big hulking boys that can leap on the things and smash the crap out of stuff. They were kind of crap for a long time, just simply because they died super easily to stuff and they really couldn't do anything. But they're good these days. They're primarily meant for demolishing buildings and all that good stuff. But they do lose hard in the fight against certain vehicles. Like, they won't have a good day against field inverters or Peacebringers, because Peacebringers are nuts. They're so tanky and they just do so much damage. Oh yeah, and there's the Science Walker. Now this walker is a very powerful one. It may not look like it because its damage in of itself isn't too exciting, but it has multiple research stuff that you can get, which makes it very dangerous. You can either get visual optimizers, which if you get 3 of them, it lets you see a huge portion of the map. Very good for intel. It used to be more broken, but we changed it in the community patch so it isn't so overbearing. Then there's Cascade Reactor, which generates a giant wave of radiation which you use to obliterate opponents with. Very niche, but it is funny. And then these are the 2 you'll see the most. You got the machine magnets, which mind control enemy vehicles and non-organics. So things like Novus are very vulnerable to it, because they don't have any organic units. And then mind magnets, which control infantry units. Well, functionally organic units, so things like Masari infantry and hierarchy infantry will be vulnerable to it. Though I don't think it affects the Novus one, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me on that. Ooh, I can absorb a cow. Not going to do that because cows are worth a lot of money for the hierarchy. They're important to the hierarchy's lifeline. Then we'll get the 2 other heroes. I don't like them as much as Orlok, but one of them's very powerful and very useful hero that you will see a ton in multiplayer games. And I mean a ton. He's borderline mandatory. He's ridiculous. Not the best hero in the game, but easily top 3. Here's the glorious Pathwalker. But yeah, you can also customize hardpoints like, oh, you can use this to get more units. Well, like unlock access to certain units. Range enhancers, which extend the range of your weapons, which also affects the abilities, like radiation artillery on the Pathwalker, for example. And weapon accelerators, which reduces the cooldown times of your abilities on the Walker, as well as their weapon reloads. So it affects their primary cannon as well. So they can fire really fast if you have 7 weapon accelerators. Oh yeah, and this is their super weapon, the Purifier. Basically, basically what it does is it drops a bunch of orbital reuse and drops it down on an area, creating resources and also destroying a lot of enemy units and heroes in the area. Not the highest damaging of super weapons, but it does give hierarchy some economy long game because they literally have no other way of money in the late game. Basically all the money they get is basically anything that exists on the map. That's all the money they get. Otherwise, without it, they are poor without the money on the map. Yeah, Science Walker isn't too intimidating. Alright, without... Alright, we'll show off some Defilers. We'll show off the Defiler and the Saucer. We have No-Fi. And here is one of the best heroes in the game. This dude, Kamal Rex, the Abductor. Why is he called the Abductor? Well, he abducts people. Basically, you target this on an area of the map, and after a couple seconds, he basically throws the opponents straight into the air to be abducted by the hierarchy resource machine. So yes, not only can you do this to friendly units, but you can do it to enemies, and it gives you a percentage of money that unit's worth. Now this is better against things like Novus and Hierarchy because they are worth a lot more, whereas for Masari stuff, it's not really worth the money, but since Masari units tend to be pretty dangerous anyway, you will want this. Oh yeah, you also create a force field which protects your units and whatnot from damage in a frontal cone. Well, not frontal cone, but like a wall. Like that. Protects you from all projectiles and that sort of thing. Very useful, very neat. Now let's see. Oh yeah, here's one of the best. Here's pretty much the best hierarchy here. You will see this guy if the person's playing seriously. You will see this unit, the Phase Tank. Now it's a unit that normally costs $850, which is pretty expensive as you can tell. But thanks to the cost optimizers, I was able to reduce it to $544, which is far more manageable economy-wise. But yeah, I can bring in these bad boys, which not only do good damage on their own, they're not tanky, but they do good damage to just about any ground unit. But they're also very microable. They also have the ability to phase, which lets them go through enemy walls and defenses and whatnot, and cause some severe amount of devastation. But yeah. I'm not going to be able to show off the super weapons of the Science Walker, but don't worry, you'll see the weapons that bad boy can use in some later videos. Believe me. People make good use of the Science Walker. More so than the Hat Walker. But yeah, But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like the game, is these walkers. These walkers and Orlock. The Venerable Grunts. Base tanks. Brutes. That are brutal. You got No-Fi, who's one of the heroes. He's probably the weakest out of the three, just simply because he's very frail compared to the other two. But he does have his uses. Like, he's good for anti-air. He's good for anti-air and being a general pest. Oddly enough, he's really useful in the Hierarchy Mirror. Anyway, let's finish this A off. Also, I'm going to show off the super weapon. Goodbye, No-Fi. Anyway, thank you all for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed seeing Universe at War, one of my favorite parts of the game. You all have a wonderful day today, and I'll see you around some other time. Peace!